Hi, hello Gearspace, I'm Łukasz, I'm with Xaoc Devices at Superbooth 25. I'd like to show you our new modules. The newest pairing we have is Oradea and Arad. Oradea is a 4-channel resonator. Arad is its little sidekick. Let's hear it. Oradea is 4 bandpass filters with very high resonance in each channel. Now what we hear is we're pinging it with gates from Moskva, our sequencer, and we're sequencing the whole module, the pitch with Moskva as well, using the all-freak input. Each channel has the same set of controls: the frequency, which covers the whole audible range, the peaking, which is the resonance, and the level of each channel as well. Everything is under CV control. Besides the all-freak input, each channel has its own frequency control input, which we can modulate separately. Now we're sending a nice random LFO from Batumi, so you can use up to 5 sources for the pitch control. Each channel has an individual excite input, because when you use the audio input, you're pinging the whole module at the same time, all 4 channels. By using the excite input, you can ping each channel separately, so you can use it as a drum module, because it's very, very nice for that. When we were designing Oradea, we had a few major challenges. One of them was keeping the resonance at the highest levels possible, because we wanted even the highest frequencies to have that full-bodied ring to them, and for that you need very, very high Q values. But with very high Q values, you run the risk of self-oscillation, which we didn't want, and that's why the internal noise floor needed to be very, very low, and I think we've succeeded at that. Because the bass frequencies take care of themselves, the ringing tail is long enough as it is, but with the highest frequencies, the resonance had to be really, really high for them to have that nice full-bodied ring. Of course, we don't have to use Oradea only for pinging. I'll turn down the gate sequence, and now we're listening to a simple saw wave from our Berlin oscillator. This is sequenced by the same sequence as by the same Moskva that's sequencing Oradea. So you can see that even it's great with continuous sound sources as well. This is a good moment to show you the expander. Arad adds a lot of functionality. For once, you've got mute and unmute buttons for each separate channels. You can use them manually, or you can sequence them with gates via these inputs. You can also introduce separate signals to each of the bands, because Arad adds an individual audio input for each channel as well, because the individual outputs are available at the module itself, but now with Arad you could have also 4 individual inputs. All outputs, feature a soft clipping circuit, so there's no unpleasant distortion, even when the frequencies collide, even when there's some interference between them, and even at the highest peaking settings. I want to show you one more thing before we move to our other new module. Let's turn Berlin down, and now what you hear is Oradea's audio input being scraped by this nice spiky sound from Zada. So that's what a resonator is made for, to emulate acoustic properties of instruments or spaces, and these complex sounds from Zada are perfect for that. Let's change the shape. So we can hear that this is the same sequence, the same settings are on Oradea, just a different shape that's scrubbing the resonator, and the results are completely different. Oradea is 20 HP, Arad is 6 HP. Both modules will be available in a month or a month and a half from now. They are being produced as we speak. Oradea is going to cost 520 euro and Arad is going to cost 120 euro. Let's move a bit to the module we showed a month or so ago, which is Samarkanda. This is a quadruple delay. We hear Oradea going through 2 channels of Samarkanda. Each channel has the same features, the same inputs and outputs, the same properties. The main dial for delay time, of course. The range goes from down from half a millisecond in the X1 range up to 15 seconds in the X100 range. Now we're in the analog mode, analog behavior mode, when the delay behaves as an old school BBD or tape delay. So when you change the delay time, you change the pitch, but we could switch it to the digital mode, in which by changing the pitch we're not introducing any pitch change, because what we do is we're scrubbing the buffer. The whole information is in the buffer and just the read head is moving with some crossfades to avoid pops and clicks. So this is pretty unique for Samarkanda, I think, and I'll talk to you about a very nice use for that in a second. Let's go over the controls. Audio input, of course, time CV input, sync. When you input a signal here, this dial becomes a clock divider or a multiplier, depends on the direction you turn it. You've got the mix out that follows the settings of this knob. You've got the reverse and hold gate inputs to activate these features. The reverse reverses the contents of the buffer, and hold freezes the contents of the buffer. So the module now ignores the incoming signal and we can play with whatever was in the buffer before we pushed the button. And this all times 4. But it's not like just 4 individual delays combined together. There's a internal normalization of the signal that doesn't, when it goes from one channel to the other, it doesn't leave the digital domain, so the signal is preserved in the same state it was input into the module. So that way you can use for example, a mono source for a ping pong delay by using one wet out, because the feedback path is 100% open. You've got the wet out for each channel and feedback input for each channel as well, so you can cross patch them and have a ping pong delay, for example. You can use this as 2 stereo delays. When you link the channels, the slave channel, the left channel is always the master channel, the right channel follows the settings of the first one. So you will use the controls on the first channel and control the whole linked section together. So you just take your stereo signal, input the left channel here, the right channel here, use the mixed outputs, and you're good to go. Of course, you can go quadrophonic as well. You can, thanks to the ridiculously lowest range of the delay times, we can use Samarkanda as a resonator. We can just ping it, just like Oradea, and sequence it via the time input with a volt per octave source, and you have a nice oscillator. You can do coupled strong, of course. You can combine them by linking them and say have the first channel follow the sequence and the second one follow the first channel but divided by 2, so you have a sub octave, and then you have the input signal going to the third channel, which might play a role of a regular delay, and use the fourth channel that's left in the digital mode at the highest range setting with some random modulation into the time input. And because in the digital mode we're scrubbing the buffer with crossfades, you have a very nice granular processor. So Samarkanda, I'd love to say that it's available now. It is on the market, but it's sold out. We're working on the second batch, so it should be available in a month or a month and a half from now. This one's 620 euros. I know it might seem huge, because it is huge, but it's like a few instruments in one, and you can just couple it with a few modulation sources and have the time of your life by wiggling all those great big knobs. That's about it, I think. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Gearspace. It was a pleasure to have you. Cheers.